Today we will learn about addition and subtractions in fractions. Let's focus on additions first. So let's say we have two squares and we cover one whole of one square and one half of the other square. So it becomes one whole plus one half equals one whole and one half of the squares, which is called as a mixed number, which the one whole represents the whole number and one half represents the proper fraction. Now, in a proper fraction, the numerator is smaller than the denominator, but we can also say one whole plus one half as two halves plus one half equals three halves. Three halves can be called as an improper fraction, which in an improper fraction, the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Now let's try another method of addition with fractions with the use of our helping bar over here. So let's say we have one whole and one half plus one whole and 2/3. So with the use of our helping bar, we can make two models. In one model, it says one whole and one half, and in the other, it says one whole and 2/1/3, or one whole and 2/3. So to do addition in fractions, we need to make the denominators equal. In these two fractions over here, the denominators are different, so we need to make them equal. Now, 2 and 3 are both factors of 6, so we can make the denominators 6. So it becomes 1/6. So one whole and one half can become one whole and 3/6. And one whole and 2/3 can become one whole and 4/6. So it becomes one whole 3/6 plus one whole and 4/6 equals two wholes and 7/6. But let's try to make this as a mixed number, which becomes three wholes and 1/6. Now let's try to do word problems. So in this word problem, Annie ate 7 out of 8 of her cake and Brian ate 3/4 of his cake. So how much more cake did Annie eat? To solve the question above, first we need to make models in the same size for both Annie and Brian. Then we need to divide Annie's model into 8 parts because in Annie's fraction the denominator is 8. Then divide Brian's model into 4 parts because in Brian's fraction the denominator is 4. So then we need to cover up 7 out of Annie's 8 squares because Annie ate 7 out of 8 of her cake, and Brian, we need to cover up 3 out of his 4 squares because he ate 3 out of 4 of his cake. So then we need to divide Brian's model into 8 parts, which means dividing every part into 2. So it has the exact same number of squares as Annie. Now we can subtract Annie and Brian. So it's 7/8 minus 3/4. But let's make the denominator of 3/4 equal to 7 out of 8, which becomes 7/8 minus 6/8. So 3/4 times 2. So 7/8 minus 6/8 equals to 1/8. So Annie ate 1/8 more cake than Brian. Now let's try to do subtractions. So let's say we have 2 wholes minus 1 whole and 1/4. So let's make a model consisting of 2 circles. One of those circles, we're going to leave it as a whole, and the other circle, we're going to divide it into 4 parts. So 2 wholes can be said as 1 whole plus 4/4 minus 1 whole and 1/4 can be said as 1 whole plus 1/4. So we can say this as 1 whole minus 1 whole, so we're going to cross out that 1 whole of a circle, plus 4/4 minus 1/4. So it becomes 4/4 minus 1/4. So you're going to cross out 1/4 of the other circle, equals 3/4. Now let's use the exact same method in a different problem. So 7 wholes minus 3 wholes and 1/4. So 7 wholes can be said as 6 wholes plus 4/4 minus 3 wholes plus 1/4. So it can become as 6 wholes minus 3 wholes plus 4/4 minus 1/4. So 6 minus 3 wholes equals to 3, and 4/4 minus 1/4 equals to 3/4. So 3 whole plus 3/4 equals to 3 wholes and 3/4. So now let's try a different problem. You can all be happy now because this is the very last problem. So 7 wholes minus 3 wholes and 5/4. Let's do this quickly because my mouth is incredibly tired and I need a break. I'm sure you all do need a break as well. So, because 5/4 is more than 1 whole, we need to borrow 2 whole numbers from 7, and the 2 whole numbers should be converted into 4/4 and 4/4. So 7 wholes becomes 5 wholes plus 4/4 plus 4/4 minus 3 wholes plus 5/4. You still with me here? Don't faint from boredom yet. So it equals to 5 wholes and 8/4 minus 3 wholes and 5/4. Understand? Still with me? Good. So 5 wholes minus 3 wholes equals to 2 wholes, and 8/4 minus 5/4 equals to 3/4. So the answer is 2 wholes and 3/4. Understand? Got it? Is it easy? Good.